So today we have beautiful weather again. I'm hopping in our aircraft, the TB-10 made by Socado. Today we're going to do a pretty short flight. We're going to be taking off from Worms and heading to Stuttgart International Airport, doing a couple of touch and goes there, and then heading back about 35-hour flight time there and about a 35-hour flight time back. So hopefully it's going to be a great flight, and I'd like to thank you guys for tuning into the video, and stay tuned. All right. Like I said, welcome aboard, you guys. We're taking away 06 on our way from Worms to Stuttgart. So this is going to be a very fun flight. Hopefully these clouds don't get in our way too much. Very bumpy out here. That's one thing that's a little bit different than the taxiways at Mines, which is our previous airport. Restaurant over here to our left. So we just got to make sure that we keep that crosswind in mind the entire time. Alright, while we're taxiing, we'll just make sure everything looks good, everything looks in the green right now, but we want to make sure it stays that way when we do the run-up. So, yeah. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, please prepare the aircraft for takeoff. And the runway is clear. Center line. Remember that we got a little bit of crosswind from the right. And full throttle. And we rotate.
Everything looks good. Alright, we could just fly straight ahead and leave the pattern, and we're going to keep climbing. Our final altitude is going to be 5,000, this 4,000 actually for this flight. Everything's still in the green, airspeed's still good, and we're going to keep it climbing. Alright, so now that we're in the air, the ADF is now going to be active. The ADF shows us it's to the right, which is where it is. We already verified that's what it is. And once we reach 1,000 feet, so 1,200 feet approximately, we're going to be able to turn the fuel pump off. We're going to keep it climbing, which we already passed, so fuel pump is going to come off. And wing flap's going to come off. And landing lights come off, taxi lights come off. And now we're just smoothing. Delta Victor Echo has left the traffic pattern to the north.
Victor Echo, have a good flight.
Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and tune to login information, 132.525. And we're going to keep the aircraft climbing. And now we're going to make a right turn. There's nobody over there, so we're going to turn it. A beautiful sight of the river today. As you can see, it gets really cloudy up there, going towards our direction, going towards the south. So that's what we do have to watch. Our first waypoint, however, is flying over the Mannheim City Airport. So that heading should actually be approximately about 145. So we're going to let the aircraft climb again, and then we're going to trim it out. So we're going to keep climbing and level up at 4,000. And then we can get login information on here now, so that we can talk to them. Login information, hello, Delta Echo Alpha Victor Echo.
Delta Echo Alpha Victor Echo, long information, hello.
Delta Echo Alpha Victor Echo is a Stuttgart TB-10, one person on board. Our destination is going to be Stuttgart, and then our altitude is currently 3,900. We're going to climb to 4,000 as a final.
Delta Victor Echo, roger, in radar contact. Report departure and destination, please.
Sorry about that, we departed from Worms.
Destination is Stuttgart?
That is correct. We're going to go to Stuttgart for a couple of touch and goes and head back to Worms.
Roger, Delta Victor Echo, in radar contact. Squawk 3702, QNH 1032.
Squawk 3702 and QNH is 1032 for Delta Victor Echo. Alright, we're already on that. So we passed our altitude just a little bit, not paying attention. And again, we don't want to get to this cloud, so we're going to go back down slightly. So now we can pull the throttle back slowly and get back to where we want on the altitude. There is no one flying today, which is good.
Delta Victor Echo, login.
Go for Delta Victor Echo.
Yeah, I had radar contact and saw you with 3702 squawk, and now I see you with squawk 7000.
Sorry about that, you should see us at 3702 now for Delta Victor Echo.
Thank you.
How's everyone doing today? Last video I posted didn't get posted, so we can talk about it here, about getting my new pair of headsets. I'm going to try to, hopefully going to get a used pair of the David & Clark's 1X It's a good headset. It has A&R. It costs about $525. So that looks like the pair of headset that I'm going to get. I'm going to save up. I'll get it in a couple of months. However, I think that's probably the pair I can get. They're light. They have Bluetooth. They're pretty much indestructible like these David and Clarks I have on now. And then I can start giving these to my passengers, or give them to my wife, or buy my wife a pair when she starts flying more for me when we move back to the States. And so I think as an overall, that's probably what I'm going to do with the headset. But if you have a suggestion of your favorite pair of headsets, please comment below and let me know if there's a better headset than the DC-1Xs. I was going to get the Zulu 3s, but they are a little bit expensive, as well as the Bose. But as an overall, I think that price-wise, the used 1Xs are good because they're worth $700. So they're pretty much up there with the Zulu 3s. They're almost more expensive than the Zulu 3s, but the used pair I can get cheap. So hopefully it's still up there on the My Pilot store once I get there. But that's what I'm looking at for the getting my next pair of headsets. So hopefully that's actually what I get to get. And then soon I'm investing in ForeFlight, since ForeFlight's now in Europe, so I can stop using SkyDemon, even though I love SkyDemon, and that's currently what's showing on my iPad as of right now. SkyDemon's great for pretty much everything. It's just ForeFlight is a little bit better. I'm going back to the States, and I feel like future-proofing myself is much better. That way, once I know exactly which base I'm going to, I can use ForeFlight. And they said they would transfer me for free from the European to the US. And Jeppesen charts are much cheaper in the States, cost-wise, and charting is just a little bit better, and you don't even have to pay for charts because the FAA gives out the IFR charts for free, and the VFR charts are pretty much free with ForeFlight, so much easier. So this is correct. My SkyDemon's telling me I'm correct on the magenta line, and everything's good to go. So we're almost to Frankfurt's airspace, or to Stuttgart's airspace. So we're gonna go over these mountains. The Class D over Stuttgart is 4,500. So basically what's gonna happen is we're gonna descend. We're already at 4, so we don't have to worry about that. Then we have to get lower. The control zone is 3,500. And so we just want to make sure that we get to 3.5 entering the control zone. Stuttgart's tower frequency. So we're going to talk to Stuttgart Tower on 118.80. So we're going to tune 118.80. And everything's looking good. So now we're just going to stay on this present heading, stay on the radio that we're on, and keep heading in. We're going to enter the control zone via a point called Echo. And then after Echo, we're basically going straight into, we're going to do some touch and goes and follow what the tower has us to do. And hopefully we'll be able to see some jets and land behind some jets down there. So that'll be a good time to have fun there. So these clouds are pretty much really broken, more so than anything. It gets thick, and then it gets light, and it gets thick, and then it gets light, but as long as if we don't fly through rain, pretty much everything's good to go. Which there wasn't any rain on the forecast, so. Another thing I would like to ask you guys is, would you guys like to see a video? Would you guys like to see a video on paying for flight training here in Germany, or paying for flight training just in general for US military? We have a couple of options, but there's a lot of different rumors that get spreaded around, especially between the branches, since the info isn't all the ways consistent. I'm probably gonna, I feel like a good video would be to encompass all of the branches and find out how you can pay for flight training and how far you can go on your flight training for free while you're in the military. Unfortunately, I paid for all of my flight training out here, but I'm hoping back to the States I can get some of my CPL funded, or if not, my IFR once if I don't finish it here. So that's what we're hoping to figure that out. But yeah, if you guys would like to see that video, let me know. Or just about paying for flights in general when you're in aviation, because everything's expensive. Everything is good.
From Delta Mike Charlie, this is the request.
All right. So now we're gonna go.
Delta Mike Charlie,
We're gonna go ahead and tune to the ATIS and get the information there. 132.415. So.
Echo Delta Juliet Alpha, yes for sure. Stand by short.
126.125.
Hectopascal, or 30.45 inches. Trent, no sick. Information Zulu, out. Stuttgart, information Zulu. Met report time 1050. Expect ILS approach. Runway and use 07. Transition level 60. Wind 040 degrees 4 knots, variable between 320 and 100 degrees. Visibility 10 kilometers. Clouds scattered 3,000 feet, scattered 4,500 feet. Temperature 8. Dew point 1. QNH 1031 hectopascal, or 30
Alright. So the weather's looking good there. Information Zulu, runway 07 is going to be used. Alright. So we're approximately
Delta Mike Charlie now in radar contact 5,300 indicated.
about 9 minutes. And we have about 17 nautical miles, so we're going to ask to switch to Stuttgart now. Longer information, Delta Echo Alpha Victor Echo, request frequency change to Stuttgart.
Delta Victor Echo, roger, QNH 1031, change over to Stuttgart, squawk VFR, safe landing, goodbye.
QNH 1031, and we can squawk VFR and switch to Stuttgart, thank you. Alright, so we're switching to Stuttgart.
07.
Nope. Stuttgart's frequency, Stuttgart Tower on 119.050. Alright, so we want to get down to 3,500 so we don't enter the class Charlie airspace. We're going to try Stuttgart Tower again, look for that other traffic. Stuttgart Tower, Delta Echo Alpha Victor Echo.
Delta Echo Alpha Victor Echo, hello.
Delta Echo Alpha Victor Echo is a training flight, one person on board. We have information Zulu. We're going to do 2 touch and goes, and then we're going to head back to Worms and request it to the control zone via Echo.
Delta Victor Echo, just to confirm, you asked if it's possible to make 2 touch and goes?
That is correct for Delta Victor Echo.
Roger, and then you like to leave via Echo again?
That is correct for Delta Victor Echo.
Delta Victor Echo, roger, yeah, that is possible. Report Echo next, please.
Report with passing Echo for Delta Victor Echo, thank you. Alright. I forgot to tell him what aircraft we are and what altitude we were at and how close we were, but it's all good. But we know that we have another flight coming in there. That flight's doing a full stop. I'm doing a couple touch and goes, so I'm gonna do about 2 and then head back. 12:23. Gotta get back and help my pick up my wife, but she has a meeting, so we got time. But
Delta Echo India.
we're gonna descend to 3,000 here.
3,000 feet.
Going to be 3.5 for the control zone, but we'll get to 3,000 so we can get over these trees here, or these towers over here that you can see just in front of us. There's 2 towers in front of us, and those are the Echo visual points for Echo. Alright, so we just want to make sure that we're good for landing. So descent, we're going to have mixture adjusted for landing, seatbelt set, fuel selectors valve. We're going to switch back to our left tanks. Mixture is, before landing, we're going to go mixture is full rich. Whoop. Yes, so the visual reporting point is those two antennas. We're going to fly straight towards them. We're going to go through echo, and then after echo, we're going to fly basically a base, and then a final for runway 07.
Confirm ready? Negative EV39 runway uniform, we're just waiting on the cabin. Alright, John. Delta Tango Kilo, wind 080 degrees 6 knots, runway 07, clear to land. Delta Tango Kilo, runway 07, clear to land. Delta Mike Tango, next left, via Golf, November, entry 2. Mike Tango, next left, Golf, November, entry 2, Mike Tango.
Everything is looking very well. Keep my head out the window since we're entering this control zone, and we can see the Stuttgart airport just in front of us. And when I do my first touch and go, I want to mark the time, and then when we leave, I have to mark the time. A little turbulence over here.
Uniform, we are not fully ready. EDFZ-EDKB Romeo uniform, watch, I call you.
Delta Victor Echo is passing Echo.
Delta Victor Echo, Roger, join traffic circuit on the 07.
Delta Victor Echo is going to join the traffic circuit for runway 07. Alright, so we have the runway in sight, so we're going to make a right turn here. We're going to turn the autopilot off. Which you can hear.
EDFZ-EDKB Romeo uniform behind the Cessna.
So now we have control.
Line up 07.
The aerobatic Cessna, line up in white 07, EDFZ-EDKB Romeo uniform. Good God, that was a maneuver.
So we don't want to be too far from the threshold, and we also don't want to be too close. So we're just going to keep flying this heading. We want to follow this autobahn that you're going to see right in front of us, all the way around, and then it should be right in front of the final.
Tango Kilo, next left, Golf, November, entry 2. Next left,
Golf, and because this runway is super long,
Delta Victor Echo, direct base now.
Delta Victor Echo is going to be on base for runway 07. So he wants us to turn base, so we're going to turn left.
EDFZ-EDKB Romeo uniform in 080 degrees 4 knots, runway 07, cleared for takeoff, goodbye.
Alright, and we're going to start slowing down here. Our prop is top. Mixture's all the way up. Fuel pump's going to come on. Landing light's going to come on. RP's going to come in. And we're going to slow this baby down. Speed check, we can go flaps 10.
Delta Victor Echo, later use caution of possible brakes by now departing medium type Airbus. Wind 070 degrees 3 knots, runway 07, clear touch and go. Left hand pattern.
Delta Victor Echo, caution the wake turbulence to the departing Airbus A320. After that, we're going to do a left traffic circuit after our touch and go for runway 07, clear to land. Alright, so we're going to keep it going. Smooth, we're tracking the runway, we're a little bit less on the down base. Slow down just a tad bit more. And full flaps are going to come in. And we're going to turn final. Flaps is set. So we want to stay high on this approach so we don't get into the, and we're going to land long so we don't get in the Airbus's wake turbulence. We're going to aim a little bit past those points. Smooth. All right, full thrust is going to come in. Flaps is going to go to 10. Light on the nose. Keep the center line. And we're back in the air again. And we're going to turn left. And we're going to make sure we don't fly over that town. So we're going to keep going. And we're going to climb best as possible. Best rate right here. Don't want to fly over these people's houses, like I said. And we're going to try to go in between that town and the mountain, hopefully. Still climbing out at 70. We can put our flaps up. Sharp, we can go up. Get a little bit of power back. And we're going to try to go right here. And we're going to do one more touch and go, and then we're going to head back. Super short flight. Not doing nothing special. Just wanted to show you, get some landing practice in and show you guys the Stuttgart airport. Had a little bit of a crosswind, and I did that perfectly. Right wing touchdown, and everything was smooth. We don't want to get too high here. So we're going to stay here. And again, like I said, landed a little bit longer and we were a little bit high to caution the wake turbulence of that A320. And we didn't get in this turbulence, so that was pretty good. It's a little fast on approach. I think I should be at 72 on the airspeed. I was a little bit fast. I was like more like 79-ish. So I want to make sure I don't do that next time. Alright, we're passing the threshold.
Echo wind 080 degrees 3 knots, runway 07, clear touch and go, and thereafter left and out via Echo.
Delta Victor Echo, clear touch and go, runway 07, and after that we're going to do a left turn and exit the traffic circuit via Echo. Alright, so now we can start slowing down. RP in. Speed check, flaps 10. And we're gonna go flaps fully. So we can get in our landing configuration early on. And so we're gonna turn on right fuel, landing lights on, fuel selector valves on, mixture prop is good. Runway is clear, runway 07 is confirmed. And we're gonna exit via Echo. After this touch and go, we're going to go back towards those little towers, and we're going to head back to Worms. Alright, throttle's going to come out. Just a little bit more. This plane, if you don't manage the speed, it's really fast compared to a Cessna, pretty fast. If you don't, it's very slick. And the throttle movement's much short. The throw is much shorter than a Cessna's throw. Alright, since I don't have to worry about an A320, we can go ahead and go for our aiming points. Happy lights look good. White to red. And the ground effect. And touchdown. Alright. Throttle's going to come all the way back in. Flaps is going to go to 10. Flaps 10, speed back, and lift off slowly. And there it is. And we're going to climb back. Best climb speed. And we're gonna start our left turn towards Echo. Beautiful landing, super easy and nice.
Alpha 6 Echo Victor, hello. In 070 degrees, 4 knots on the 07, clear to land.
Alright. So our leg ended at 12:34. Everything's looking pretty good. Alright, now that we're out of the airspace, now we can climb up to 4,000 feet. So, we can go ahead and put some trim in. Actually, I don't want to go to 4. These clouds are pretty close, so I might just stay here at 3.5 and see what happens. Just like before, we don't want to get too high. I'm actually just going to stay here. 4 might be a little bit too close compared to Worms, where the clouds were a little bit higher on our way out. We were able to go to a 4, so we'll stay here and just cruise it. Don't want to chase the purple line.
Information Delta Echo Alpha Echo X-Ray. Delta Echo Alpha Echo X-Ray, lange Information, hallo. Delta Echo Alpha Echo X-Ray, eine Cessna 172 nördlich Friedrichshafen in 3700 Fuß zurück für Zürich Information, es geht VFR nach Neunkirchen.
3, 2,
Echo X-Ray
1.
verstanden,
Three,
Transponder
two,
3701,
one.
QNH 1030.
Sink, sink, sink. That's what we need to do.
1030 3701, Delta Echo X-Ray.
Alright, now we're going to turn a little bit to the right. And we're going to look at this again. We're going to look at our tanks. Tanks look good. And we're going to make sure that this heading is pretty much on the same. Actually, it's not. It's more here. For that. That's why we're a little bit off. We're currently at 3,600. The clouds look a little bit higher. It's just a mist. And we're gonna go ahead and save some fuel. Watch the EG rise, and then watch that rise. We're gonna go 2.5.
Station calling, Langen information, say again, please.
Yes, login information, it is Delta Echo Alpha Victor Echo.
Yeah, Delta Victor Echo, hello, welcome back from Stuttgart. What's destination now?
Delta Echo Alpha Victor Echo, our destination is going to be Worms. We're currently at 3,500.
Roger, Victor Echo, Squawk 3701 again, QNH for area Mannheim 1032.
01032.
Delta Victor Echo Squawk 3701 and QNH is 0102.
QNH 1032.
1032, sorry about that for Delta Victor Echo.
032. I can't hear. 701. Here messing with this weird transponder. There it is. Alright. And we're doing all good. Altitude's good, airspeed's good. Looking out. Fuel's good. We can actually switch back to our left tank because our left tank's gonna be our what we good on now. We're descending just a tad bit. Alright, did that. Alright, so we're now descending for our arrival into Worms. We need to be at 1,300 feet for the traffic pattern, which we are descending to right now. And we're doing a runway 06 approach. So it's going to be super easy. Like I said, we can't fly straight over that river, so we're going to go around this city. then join the traffic pattern. Alright, so autopilot's gonna come off, which it is. So for descent, we're gonna make sure mixture's gonna go full rich. And we're gonna make sure that we're gonna do a final for runway 06. So we're just gonna follow this autobahn to the left shortly, and then we're gonna turn back to the right once we get around this river, and then we'll basically be lined up with base for the runway already. So we'll join. Well, we can only enter the traffic pattern on that side, so we're gonna basically do a long final anyway, according to our traffic pattern circuit here. So we can already see the airport. We just want to make sure we don't fly over these towns. And then we're going to make sure that we get to 1300, which we're at 1500 now. So we're going to slow down just a tad bit more, because this aircraft will catch you if you don't.
Delta Victor Echo is base for runway 06.
Alright, so we let everyone know we're on base.
Victor Echo, wind 030 degrees, 12 knots.
030.
Thank you for Delta Victor Echo.
So we're going to have a crosswind from the left. Doing good. So again, we don't want to fly over this little town right here. So we're doing good. And you can see the airport just down there, so we're going to keep it here. And we're going to start our slow flight, speed check, flaps 10. And we're going to turn just a little bit left so we stay parallel. And speed check, flaps full.
Bombs info, Delta Echo, Delta Alpha Mike.
We're going to make sure prop is all the way up.
Hello?
Flaps are full.
Delta Alpha
Runway
Mike.
06 has been achieved. We're going to pull some throttle out. We're a tad bit high.
Alpha Mike.
So we're in 030, so the wind's coming from our left.
Wechsel mal los, Delta Alpha Mike.
Nice and smooth. Track center line. That wind was barely visible. Got exactly where we needed to go. Man, I don't understand why I can land this thing. Well, at least in my past videos, I can land this thing much better than I can land the my Cessnas. But we'll have a Cessna flight tomorrow, and I'll practice some more landings. So we'll get time. And now we're going to taxi to the fuel pumps. First, go ahead and stop here. Go to 1000 RPM. Alright, car seats in, off. Flaps is going to retract. Landing lights, taxi lights off. And after landing checklist. Fuel pumps off. Flaps retract. Your car peak as required. Taxi light is going to stay on. Transponder is going to go to standby. Lean for taxi. And we're going to taxi to the fuel. Beautiful flight today. Like I said, I'd like to thank you guys for flying RB Aviation Air or Brine Air, whatever you prefer. Put in the comments which one you prefer, RB Aviation or RB Air or Brine Air, and I'll use that from now on.